Thank you for stopping by the channel and checking out this video. Today, we're talking irons. Specifically, what irons are best for a beginner golfer or a high handicap golfer that is looking to really improve their game and get better. What are the options? What's the best iron set for you as a beginner or a high handicap golfer? While I'm getting my swings in, I'd love for you all to do me one big favor. Go hit that subscribe button, like the video, and if there's something you want to see, leave a comment down below. Let's head back over to the video. To be honest, this could be seen as a hot take, a loaded question with a ton of different answers that could be right or wrong. But at the end of the day, there is definitely one iron set that will help all high handicap and beginner golfers get better faster. Now, the question is, what brand is it? And that's where I'm going to have a different take on this. It's not about what brand. Of course, everybody would love to have Cobra or Titleist or PXG or Mizuno or you name the brand in your bag. But those big brands are not going to provide the high handicap or beginner golfer the tools they need to actually lower their score. And let me tell you what I mean. All of those brands, with the exception of Cobra, give you a variable length set of irons. And what does that mean? Well, quite simply, that means every single club in your bag is a different length. And when it's a different length, that means we have to have a different setup for each club. We also stand a different distance away from the ball for each club. And at the end of the day, that makes for a lot of variables that we have to try to perfect to get better at this game of golf. Let me show you what I mean. So down here at my feet, don't mind my sandals. I'm just out here in the backyard lab, but I've got a little bit of an expanded representation of what each golfer has to go through when you play a traditional set of clubs. And so you have, if I take my normal stance, and I'll tighten these up a little bit, but if you take a normal stance, your driver and 3-wood are most likely going to be somewhere around this first ball. As you get into some of your lower woods, 5-woods, 7-woods, 9-woods, if you carry those, you're going to be somewhere around ball number 2 here. 4, 5, 6 iron, ball 3. 7, 8, 9, somewhere around ball 4. And then your wedges are going to be a little bit further back in your stance. So for this scenario and this discussion, let's ignore your driver and your woods. Let's simply talk irons through wedges. Now, the traditional bag setup includes a driver, a 3-wood, usually a 5-wood or a 7-wood, and a putter. So you're allowed 14 clubs in your bag. Let's remove those 4. That means we have 10 other clubs in our bag. And because each one forces us to stand a different distance from the ball, have that ball in a different position. Essentially now what we've given ourselves just to hit a standard shot is 10 different setups. And now to play great golf, you need to perfect each one of those 10 setups and perfect the swing from each one of those 10 setups. That's a lot. That's a lot of options that could go wrong anytime you pull an iron out of your bag. So, coming back to the whole question, What's the best set of clubs for a beginner or a high handicap golfer? Simply put, what if we took those 10 clubs, eliminate all those additional variables, and be able to have the exact same setup, the exact same distance from the ball, and the exact same swing every single time. Now we have to go from perfecting 10 swings to perfecting 1. And in this case, we can let the club do the work. That's right. Single length irons or one length irons are the best option for high handicap beginner golfers to get better and get better fast. By having 10 clubs where you set up exactly the same across the board, let the club do the work, makes it easier to practice, makes it easier to perfect. And then you can focus on your woods, your driver, and your putter. So now all of a sudden, instead of 14 clubs, 14 swings, we've got 14 clubs, 5 swings. It's that much easier to perfect. So the question now becomes, okay, Craig, you've sold me on single length irons as being the best option for a high handicap or a beginner golfer. Where do I get them? Well, as I mentioned at the start of this video, Cobra has a set that you can get from Cobra. There are some things that are unique to Cobra in their one length irons. The lie is something that Cobra does different than the rest of the single length iron manufacturers. When we're talking lie angle, we're talking how the bottom of the club interacts with the ground. Every other single length, one length iron manufacturer has this lie angle on each iron exactly the same. Cobra adjusts it. And they have their reasons for that, and we can go down a deep rabbit hole with that, but I'm not going to do that today. So if you're looking for a big name, because you're one of those people that has to have a big name brand in your golf bag, Cobra is going to be your option with the one length irons. However, if you're a beginner and you want to test, or you're a high handicapper and don't want to spend a ton of money to test out this theory and test out this concept, you have some very inexpensive, low entry in terms of cost into single length irons. You have companies like Orlamar, PGX, not PXG, PGX, which is Pine Meadow. You have some knockoff brands that you can find through Diamond Tour Golf and some of those third-party replication companies that replicate other sets of irons. Then you have companies that are a little more reputable, something like Pinhawk, who for under $500, you can completely get a full set of single length irons, and I've hit them. You can go back in the channel and check out my reviews on those from a few years ago. That is a great entry level set that provides quality. Then you have companies such as One Iron Golf, who have multiple different sets. And as you get to One Iron Golf in these next few companies, the price does start to climb. But One Iron Golf, they have some options. Wishawn Golf. So you can go to Wishawn. They have the EQ1X. That is an option. Those can be customized to you. And then you have at the top of the chain, you have the Avoda out there, which is the high-end set that Bryson has messed around with that is going to cost you $2,000 or more if you truly get custom fit and go through the whole process to what you want. So a lot of different options to get into the single length iron world. But at the end of the day, if you're truly trying to play better golf as a high handicapper, as a beginner golfer, in my opinion, there is nothing better for your game than a set of single length irons. You simplify your swing. You get to let the club do the work. So as I said, for 10 clubs, now you have the same setup, the same swing, and predictable ball flights. The reason they go further is all in the club head. So, I hope you all learned a little bit something from this video, you high handicappers, beginners. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out, leave a comment down below, shoot me an email, singlelengthschool@gmail.com. Go over to Instagram, Facebook. You can find me, it's at singlelengthschool. Over on X, it's at onelengthschool. Happy to answer any questions you have, because at the end of the day, I want you to play better golf, and single length irons are the way to do that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.